All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below in the description so that you can follow along. All right, here we are in the QBO Gym. And the QBO Gym is a place where we have numerous exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Every single month, we come out with new exercises for you to practice your skills and complete, and we break it down for you into 4 different sections. Today, we're going to be working in the December strength training section where we really focus on those QBO advanced features. At the top here is a short animated video to give you an understanding of what you are going to be doing as a bookkeeper for Craig this month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive quiz to test your knowledge. It relates to the video up above. Below are all of the exercises within this section. And then at the bottom here, we have this optional section where after you have completed all of the exercises, we have some sample posts that you can use on your LinkedIn in order to share with everybody what you have learned so far. So let's dive right into today's exercise where we are going to practice adding a fixed asset. Go ahead and click on this link right here, and when you do, the exercise will appear for you. Now, I already have it pulled up here on the right-hand side, so let's see what we're going to do today. The scenario is that now that Craig is using QBO Advanced, you can incorporate some things that you've been wanting to do to make things easier. Craig sent you the information on a new tractor that he purchased, and with QBO Advanced, you'll be able to add this asset along with the depreciation schedule, so you won't have to set up those monthly journal entries anymore. So let's see how this is done. We are going to be working in the advanced sample company. Now, if you've done any of our exercises in the past, you know that we usually work in the sample company, which is accessed through the QBOA account. And by the way, if you don't have your own free QBOA account, make sure you click on the link below in the description. But this advanced sample company requires you to use a special link. So we're going to go ahead and click on it now so that it pops up for us. Now, as a note here, before you click on this link, you need to be completely logged out of your own QBO or QBOA account. Otherwise, when you click on this link, it's just going to redirect you directly to your own page. So make sure you are completely logged out, click on that link, and then when you get this little security verification, go ahead and click on the box because you are not a robot, and then click on the continue button. And when you do, the advanced sample company will open up. Now, if you've worked in the sample company before, this may look like it's exactly the same, but there are definitely different features in this advanced sample company versus the regular sample company. So to get started with the exercise, from the left navigation bar, we need to hover over advanced accounting and then click on fixed assets. So here is that advanced accounting. This is one of those features that is only available in the advanced sample company. So let's go ahead and hover over that and then click on fixed assets. Now we want to add a new asset. So that is what we want to click. That is the green button right here. And a little pop-out will appear. So let's go ahead and fill it out. In the asset name field, we're going to type tractor. So go ahead and type that in there. In the description field, we're going to name this John Deere tractor, just to give a little more information about what that asset is, the asset name is about. John Deere tractor. There we go. Now, for the purchase price, you would include any sales tax and other fees in this field. We're going to say that it was $10,000 even for this exercise. So in the purchase price field, go ahead and type 10,000. There, 10,000. There we go. Note that what we are doing here is recording the new asset. We are not recording the actual purchase of the item. The purchase would be a separate entry, excuse me, that is outside of the scope of this exercise. So just know that this is just recording the asset, not the actual purchase of the tractor. All right, so we put in the purchase price in that field. We can also add a salvage value, which is what would be the expected value of the asset at the end of its useful life. For this exercise, we're just going to use 0, so we're not going to change that field. That is this one right here. You can go ahead and actually just type a 0 in there. For the useful life, you will enter the amount of years the asset is expected to last. If you don't know what this is, you can always ask Craig's accountant. For the purpose of this exercise, we are going to say it is for 5 years. So in the useful life field, go ahead and just type 5. Now, there are several different depreciation methods. In a real life scenario, you would get this information from Craig's accountant. For the purposes of this exercise, we're going to say it is the straight line method. That is right here. So click into that box and you will select straight line. Now, the depreciation start date is the date the item is put into service. For this exercise, we're just going to leave this as is. It will automatically show up for you. It'll automatically default to today's date. Yours is going to be different than what you see on my screen, but that is what we're going to just leave it as is. In a real life scenario, though, definitely put that start date, the correct start date in there. So now we are going to tie this all to the chart of accounts. We will need to add a new account to track the value of the assets. So in the asset account field, we need to click plus add new. And as another note here, the purchase date is again also going to default to as today. Once again, in a real life scenario, make sure that these dates are absolutely correct based on what it is that you are going to be adding. So as I mentioned, in the asset account field, we need to click on plus add new. So click on the down arrow right there and then go ahead and click on plus add new. You'll get this little pop-up up here for you. You'll note that under the Save Account Under field is already showing as fixed assets, which is exactly what we want. Now in the tax form section, we want to select other fixed assets. And you'll just note here that you could also select other things like machinery and equipment or even vehicles since it is a tractor. The selection here only really matters if it is tied to other tax software and it can be changed at any time. So you can always ask the accountant if necessary. For right now, we are going to select other fixed assets. So click that down arrow, scroll down until you get other fixed assets, and then click on that. The account name field here is going to be John Deere Tractor. Go ahead and type that in the field. John Deere Tractor. Did I spell it correctly? Yes. And then we're simply going to save. So click on the green save button. And now that account has been saved and created for us. Now we will need to set up the depreciation expense account. And this account is, the account, that collects the used value of the asset and appears as an expense on the profit and loss report. This account is already set up in the sample company. So in that depreciation expense account field, we just need to select depreciation. That is an other expense. So go ahead and click on this. Here you can see the type of accounts that these are. This is expense. Let's look and see. It's an other expense. Here we go. And there it is at the bottom. Go ahead and click on depreciation. Next, we will set up the accumulated depreciation account. Now, this is the account that reduces the value of the asset on the balance sheet by the used value. This account is typically a sub-account of the asset. So we need to add this here in the accumulated depreciation account field. We need to select plus add new. Go ahead and click the down arrow and then select plus add new. Now we want to, in the save account field under, we want to change this to John Deere Tractor. So go ahead and click on that down arrow, select John Deere Tractor, and now this one is going to be a sub-account directly of John Deere Tractor. In the tax form section field, let's go ahead and select accumulated depreciation. So click that down arrow. You will probably have to scroll back up to the top and we want accumulated depreciation. So click on that. The account name field is going to be just that, accumulated depreciation. So go ahead and click into it and type in accumulated depreciation. Oh, I did not spell that right. Depreciation. There we go. And then we just simply need to click on save to save the account. Go ahead and do that. And now we're all done setting up this asset, so go ahead and click on Save once again. It's down here, and that one has been saved. Now, when you save the asset, you will be taken to the depreciation schedule as you see down here. So let's take a little bit more of a look at the details. On the next year's line, you want to click on the down arrow. So for me, I am doing this in 2023, so I'm going to click on 2024 and click this down arrow. Here you can see the depreciation schedule for the new asset. Each month on the day listed, QBO will create a journal entry that increases the expense on the profit and loss and decreases the value of the asset on the balance sheet. So this is why this particular feature in QBO Advanced is really great, because if you did not have this where you could set it up this way, you would have to create journal entries basically showing exactly what all of this information is that's already been populated for you. So this is just a nice feature to have in QBO Advanced if your clients have this. So just keep this in mind. This is a way that you can do this. Otherwise, if you have a fixed asset, you may need to add journal entries in order to keep up with that depreciation schedule. So go ahead and click on Close, which is down here, that green button. And that's it. You have now added a fixed asset to the QBO Advanced account. And if you have any questions or want to know more about the QBO Gym, just go ahead and click on the link below in the description. We have finished the strength training section. We move on to the cool down section with our next exercise, where we practice reconciling the checking accounts. And I will see you in the next video.